hit the like button, whatever it is, because we got everything y'all need, man. Listen, and what you ain't looking for, you gonna be looking for it then.
Scribe or Deebo gonna whoop your ass.
Packers beat the Commanders 27-18, dude. Green Bay moves to 2-0. The Packers have now beaten two NFC contenders in back-to-back weeks, bro. Yeah. The Packers defense only gave up 230 yards of total fucking offense to the Commanders.
They were strapping, Deebo.
Hey, last week they only gave up 246 to Detroit. Mm-hmm. So these boys doing things. This is the first time the Packers have allowed fewer than 250 yards across the first two games of a season since 1995. God. Tucker, my dude, Tucker Kraft, 124 yards, dude. It's the most receiving yards. It's the most receiving yards by a Packer tight end since Richard Rodgers in week 13 of 2015 at Detroit. The game dubbed the Miracle in Motown Hail Mary game, that's brother. Wild. Jordan Love, of course, Jordan Love was doing this thing, dude. He was actually 9 of 15 for 175 yards against them when they blitzed him, dude, with two tugs. Like on throws of 10 yards or more against the blitz, Love was 6 of 8 for 144 yards and a tutty. A nice tutty, dude. We had some bad news, of course, at the end. Had a couple guys get injured, through the process of the game. Scheffner reported that the Commanders believe veteran running back Austin Eckler did, in fact, tear his Achilles last night. He's scheduled to undergo an MRI imaging for today. Also, Jayden, the receiver for the Packers, Jayden Reed, yeah, he suffered a fracture of collarbone, so he's out. He's headed to IR. A thing I want to ask you a question. Where do you see the ceiling? Well, actually, two questions. Where do you see the ceiling for the Packers as you look at it right now? And what is your take on what's causing all these Achilles injuries, man?
First of all, I'm going to do my take on these Packers because that game was a great game. It was amazing. Jordan Love was balling. And it wasn't just Jordan Love. It was Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs, I forgot that they had one of the best running backs in the league also. So having Jordan Love, not having to depend on him as much, having that great running game. And at the end of the day, Jordan Love isn't a check down guy. He's not just dinking and dunking. He's throwing bombs. That one that he almost had to go in, the rookie from Texas that was streaking the 4-2 guy, he missed him by the fingertips. And then the next play, they throw the one. Next play, another bomb down the left-hand sideline where he twinkle-toed it on the sideline. So it's not just like he's like doing little catch and runs. He's throwing balls down the field. The running game is doing amazing. And then it's not just offense, Deebo. It's defense. And it's not just Micah Parsons who's balling. This is great move.
Dude, I seen this like 3 or 4 times where they had 3 people blocking this dude, man.
He's creating other opportunities for other D linemen because he's getting pressure. He's getting stunned on. People have eyes on him, and it's giving people one-on-ones. When you're one-on-one, people are winning because of him. And then also, my good man, I'm going to say Keyshawn Nixon, the cornerback for the Green Bay Packers. Not only are they balling on the front level, getting after the quarterback, in the back end, he had 5 pass breakup on fourth down. He's just being very, very being aware of the ball, getting after the rock. Love seeing that they're balling on every single level. So Green Bay, their ceiling for me is very high. Their ceiling for Jordan Love is very high. I think they can go in the playoffs. They can challenge any team. They can.
Where's your ceiling? You saying Super Bowl? You saying where do you say?
I think they can definitely go to the NFC Championship. Like, I don't see why not. I think with them, because when we look at the NFC quarterbacks, we got Jalen Hurts, we got Dak Prescott, we got Baker Mayfield, and then I'm thinking about Jordan Love. Like, end of the day, it would be Eagles, and they would have to contest against Green Bay. I don't think that Green Bay is scared of the Eagles. I think that there's somebody they have to go against, and I think they would be the Eagles, and it's looking like Green Bay. And they're going to go against each other. And the defense is playing like this. And the offense with the running game, with Jordan Love being able to throw the ball this way, and with Jacobs being able to tote the rock, I don't see how they couldn't beat the Eagles. So, it looked great from my perspective. How do you think it looked, Deebo?
I think it looked great, but I would go NFC Championship game. I would go that
Mm.
far. I wouldn't jump ahead to Super Bowl. Only reason I wouldn't jump ahead to Super Bowl is because they just played Washington. Washington beat the Giants 21-6. So the Giants aren't really that team that you would actually look at to measure against. And of course, you got the Lions right now. I want to see if that was just, if the Lions are still the Lions that they were
It's
last
early.
year,
It's
or
early.
is it right, or is it a new Lions? And then you got the Lions, they're playing, Chicago this week. But again, Chicago came out hot in the first quarter. They looked great, and then they twinkled and twizzled out. So, I don't think that gives me a good feel of where they really are. I think if
I'm not confident in
the Lions
Chicago.
go out there and just totally dominate Chicago, I think that would make me feel better about saying, the ceiling is Super Bowl for Green Bay, because I think that's what Green Bay would, do to Chicago. But, right now, I'm just going to say I see the ceiling right now as an NFC
I'm just
Championship
saying
game.
the last time I seen you best is your last game. You best is your last performance. I'm going to say from what I
Mm-hmm.
last seen. And when I last seen the Eagles play, I mean, they won the game. They got out of the stadium with a win. It didn't look too good, but they won the game.
Mm-hmm.
When I see Green Bay leave the stadium, I think that team played well. I think they played better. And I'm not saying that they're just a better team or whatever, but offensive wise, defensive wise, the way that they're moving the ball, the way that they're stopping the run, the way that they're making plays on the back end, I kind of just like that team. If I was just looking and nobody had any different, if they had no names on their jerseys and you just looked at
Mm-hmm.
each team play two games, I would say, oh, the Packers team, that team over there, Team B is better than Team A.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that's an easy
For
given.
sure.
To my other part, what do you think is the cause of all these
Man,
Achilles tears that
I,
we're hearing about?
I don't know, Deebo, because it's non-contact. And those are the words, like when you just see somebody jumping and they're about to burst and just make that plant, and then it just goes and you just see it happen. I don't know particularly why people's Achilles are going like that. I never had, I was fortunate enough never to have an Achilles tear, but I don't know
Mhm.
why they seem to go. Do you think it's like more, they're not just like you said, the practice, we're not doing things
I
full
think,
speed as much, and then all of a sudden, we're asking
yeah,
players to just, you got to go. You got to go. You got to be game ready. You got to be able to start moving, and not doing that in training camp or not doing that as much in the off season. Maybe their body's not ready to just respond.
okay, yeah, I think it's a combination of three
Okay.
things. If you look at the National Institute of Health, they did a study. I guess between 1980 and 2001, it was an average of 4 Achilles
Mhm.
ruptures per season. When you go 97 to 2000, it was an average of 5 per season. You go to 2009 to 16, it jumps up, it's 14 per
Mm.
season. And in 23, it was 22 Achilles
Wow.
tears. So so for me, the thing I see is change of surface. You have a change of surface. It's a lot more teams playing on
Okay.
turf.
That makes sense.
I think that's an
Yeah.
adding
Grass
fact
just
to it.
gives. Grass gives. Turf's
Yes,
gonna
grass
catch you.
gives better.
Yep.
And then the second thing is training,
Mhm.
dude. I don't think guys are training the same way or training as hard as they used to, especially with it being the changes in the collective bargaining agreement. But then even training, when you're out there in the off season, you need to do training that puts that kind of, repetitive pressure like on your Achilles. So a thing that we do or my trainer likes to do is sled pushes, like heavy sled pushes. I'm putting that pressure on that Achilles. It's getting, people like, James, why are you pushing 2,000 pounds? Well, I'm not just pushing it just to show off. I'm pushing it to actually build that strength so my body gets used to that. Also, sled pushes where you're actually with lighter weight and you're just doing it for explosion and speed. So now you're doing the same thing. It's just lighter and you're exploding and you're doing that repetitively so that your body can get used to that motion. I think when guys get out there and they're going through the course of the game and it's just over time and then they haven't done it, it's just it may be too much. Another big thing I think is prednisone, though. The dose packs, that you take for like inflammation and all that. That right there messes up the healing process, dude. Like the biggest thing it does is it lowers or stops inflammation altogether,
And
which
you talking
is
about the packs,
part of
like the packs that they're giving you?
yes, the oral packs that they give you to help with, say something's hurt. So what it does is it lowers or stops the inflammation, which is, it's part of your body's natural healing, and your body, it tells your body like, hey, you feel this pain. Don't go out there and do this. It won't allow you, your body won't allow you to work through certain pains. So, I think guys are taking these to, you take you a pack, you feel better. You feel like, you feel like King Kong, all your soreness is gone. But you're also telling your body that it's okay to go out here
Are
and put
these
these
kind of
major
like baby
forces.
T-shots you talking about, but not like pill
No,
form?
no, it's like
And when we say
it's
T-shot, D,
it's
I
like
was listening to the last episode we talked, and you said T-shots, and people was like, "What was a T-shot?" A lot of them was like, "Toradol."
Toradol.
Toradol is what we're talking about.
Toradol. Now I'm not talking about Toradol. I'm talking about more of the oral prednisone. What is it? Almost what is they call it? It's steroidal inflammatory.
I gotta
It's a
ask.
very, very,
I
very
gotta ask the
strong.
question, Deebo, because I'm not hip. I gotta ask, like, because I know some. I don't. Sometimes you be talking about stuff, and I'll be like, "Damn, Deebo, you are very smart and know about all of the technical stuff and about all of the different stuff."
I don't know really that much
But I'm
technical. I
saying,
can explain it in the
no,
layman's
for
terms.
sure, for sure. I just wanted to let you know sometimes you might got to dumb it down for me because I'll be looking like I don't know what's going on because I'll be like, Debo's really talking to you because you know what you're saying about the different shots and about the different pills and all the stuff. But some stuff I'm just not as hip to. So I just want you.
Yeah, so the prednisone, the dose packs. You ever had the 5 or the 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 pack?
Yes.
Okay, that is
Okay.
prednisone. Anything that has zone on it at the end is some type of anti-inflammatory.
Okay.
And the biggest thing about those is it actually slows down the process of your tendons being able to repair because it stops I guess it's some type of protein or something or whatever it is. But basically it's what the body needs to repair the tendon. So as you work out and you do all the other stuff, you get micro tears. Micro tears, the same thing as when you're building muscle. You're working out,
you're tearing down muscle, tissue.
Right? So you take protein to help recover and repair that what you feel is soreness. You know what I'm saying? So you take protein to help build, recover, and repair. The big process of what happens when you take prednisone is like the tendons. Like it actually doesn't allow your tendon fibers to heal properly to do what they need to do to repair. So going same thing, like I said, it's like taking protein, going into the process of taking protein when your body can't heal, then you're left with not being able to really do nothing. It'll make your tendons, brittle. And
we don't need to use that.
You don't need to use it if you're trying to work through something, especially like inflammation that's like trying to tell your body not to go. I don't say it's things that you do need to take it for 100%, but I think that maybe some guys use it when they don't actually need it just because it's going to make you feel better. You know what I'm saying? Your body's sore, you're banged up. You're like, you know what?
It's a quick fix, but it's not a long term. It's not going to help you in the long term.
No, not even close, brother. Yeah. So that's my thought process on it. Field, turf, harder grabs, putting more pressure on it, training, and the use of these anti-inflammatories.
I think I can definitely see what you're saying with the anti-inflammatories. Definitely understand what you're saying with the training because I don't think people is putting that immediate pressure on it. And with the fields too, I'm always been a grass fan. Grass over turf anytime because it's going to give.
I am grass all day. I ain't got to take no turf burns. I ain't got to do none of that.
Worry about your cleat getting caught up in it. It's too grippy. You know what I'm saying? Like fresh man, like taking care of grass fields, freshly painted, is nothing like going on playing on a clean freshly sodded, not just the coming up like bad grass, but just you know what I'm talking about, Debo. That good grass. You go out there,
yeah, I know what
your
you're talking
cleats
about.
sticking. You like,
Listen,
oh yeah, this today about to be a good day.
I'd rather slip on bad grass than catch my cleat wrong on turf and lose a ACL, MCL, PC, whatever, something L. You know, it's gonna be an L.
It's you taking the L.
Right. Yeah.